How's it going, everybody? So we're back out in the shop, and in this episode I'm going to be making another heirloom knife style thing where I take someone's father's file and I turn it into a knife, and they're going to pass it down through the generations in their family. Now, I don't typically do these primarily because everybody tends to want the same style of heirloom knife that I made in the video that has about 1 million views, this one right here. Pretty much everybody wants me to make it exactly like that, and I'm not going to do that because that was a special knife for that person, and I'm just not going to make any more of those. This person was willing to let me go ahead and do a completely different profile, different handle materials, and just make an awesome looking knife. So that's what we're going to do. So I've got the profile drawn out on here. It's a profile that I really like. It fits the file well, and it's going to look really good showing off the file detail because I'm going to leave that texture on there. Now, of course, I'm going to take it down a little bit so it's not super sharp, but it's still going to have that file texture in the ricasso and on the flats. So we're going to be working on that. I'm not really going to be talking during this. This is the only talking you're going to have beforehand, and then I'll do a little bit of outro talking, but for the most part, just sit back, relax, and watch me turn this file into a beautiful knife. Let's get it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and wrap this one up with a little explanation about something that I get asked here and there. So, people will ask me, especially based on the title for this one, how do you make an heirloom? How is that an heirloom knife if you made it? You know, heirlooms are passed down through generations. You can acquire an heirloom, but you don't just make an heirloom. Well, technically, the knife is not the heirloom, but the steel is. You know, this was a file that was handed down to the guy who commissioned this, and he wanted to go ahead and utilize it as a knife, so I turned it into a knife. You know, that's one of the reasons why we leave the file texture on the ricasso and the flats, other than the fact that it looks cool, but it retains that essence of what it is, especially for something like this that was handed down to him. And the cool thing is he's going to be able to show that person what it looks like as a knife. And they can bond with that, and then he can hand it down to his kids, and it's just something that is a really cool piece of history. And when it boils down to it, I only do so many commission pieces a year, and I really do like doing the heirloom pieces because I think that's really cool, and I like the history behind it. It's just awesome. I don't tend to take on many because trying to keep up with the YouTube schedule and the builds and all the stuff that we do with this is already a lot of work. But for things like this, you know, I'll bring it in and I'll do it and make it happen. So, like I said, I think it's really cool being part of the history of this and making this what it is now. You know, a lot of us make file knives. We get them from swap meets, we get them from garage sales, we get them off of eBay, and we don't know really what the history is behind it. But for stuff like this that I actually get to know that's cool to be a part of. And especially for the fact that, like I said, he's going to be able to hand this down in his family, and you know, it's just awesome. Now, a video like this, you could look at it and think, well, he's just trying to make another viral video because his other viral video is an heirloom knife. But in all honesty, the only reason why I made this video for this, because it would have been easier to make the knife without it, the only reason why I made it is so that he could actually show the person and the people in his family how it was made, so they can bond with that and have that. So it was pretty cool, and like I said, I love doing stuff like this and having that history in there, and then being able to let them show their family members how that awesome thing that was handed to them turned into a knife. Guys, this looks absolutely awesome. Of course, we have that file. We've got our whinge scales, which look really cool. That grain just wrapping around there. Looks absolutely beautiful. We got black micarta pins, red vulcanized paper liners. Just a nice, crisp design. This is one of my favorite designs for a file knife right here. And it just lends itself to being a very comfortable knife, plus a good length blade for an EDC or a camp knife. And then for this one, I actually did this style of leather sheath right here, which I do every once in a while for some of my knives, especially for file ones. This just is a super simple sheath that you can actually put regular Kydex sheath clips on. So for your belt, for pretty much anything. Clicks in there nicely, holds its form real well. Really like how that looks. But this right here, just a nice overall simple package, and you know, I'm really looking forward to him letting me know how his family, you know, what they thought about it, and you know, if they thought it was cool and all that. But guys, that's the end of this episode. If y'all would give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all stay safe out there. I'll catch y'all next time.